welcome to another Cloud Color ASMR. I was inspired to do another whispered ramble video because my favorite ASMR artist at the moment, her name is Paige Turner ASMR, which I think the name is genius. If her name is actually Paige, I'm not sure. Especially if her last name happens to be Turner, I'm not sure. But it's so on brand because a lot of her videos, she is flipping through and reading pages of her vintage magazines. So, I don't know. There's a part of me that just is so delighted with the name and the style of ASMR that she likes to do. But I've really fallen in love with her ramble videos. I think her voice is just so calming, it has the perfect timbre, the perfect pacing. She just talks about her week or memories in her life, and she has put me to bed almost every single night this week, which I'm so grateful for because I am 7 months pregnant, and as my belly gets bigger, it becomes a little less comfortable and harder to fall asleep at night. So I've been listening to a lot of her whispered ramble videos, which are so good. I will link her below in case anyone's looking for a new ASMR artist. And if you really like these soft-spoken whispered rambles, perfect channel for that. Even the vintage page flipping and reading is so tingly and really interesting. I think she talked in one of her recent videos, or I don't know if it was recent, I just watched it recently, but she talked about how she has been collecting these vintage magazines since she was very young, and for whatever reason was inclined to preserve them in saran wrap for many years. And so I think that's such a cool way to honor her child self and being able to bring them out and then show them to her audience. And it's so interesting. So highly recommend. But anyway, I could go on and on about how much I love Paige Turner ASMR, but I will go ahead and begin my ramble. I just want to talk about a little bit about my pregnancy and my past pregnancies, because I think that I do have a little bit of a unique perspective on pregnancy. Thankfully, the natural home birth community has been growing quite a bit in the last several years. When I first got pregnant in 2015 with my first child, I didn't know anybody in real life, family or friends, who had had a natural home birth. It was quite unheard of, I guess, because hospital setting births has become the norm in the last century. But I somehow or another came across a free birthing YouTube video when I was 13, 14 years old. on YouTube. They recommended me the video and I was curious, and it was literally just a mother birthing her baby in her bedroom. She was kneeling onto the carpet, like I think over like a doggy pad to catch the fluids, and she just was so calm, so in tune with her body, and she peacefully birthed the baby out and held the baby into her arms, put the baby on her own chest, and I thought, wow, I didn't know birth could be so peaceful. The way media likes to portray birth is not that. And that's all I'll say about it. I mean, just think about any TV show, movie, advertisement that you've seen about birth, and they make it seem so chaotic. So this was like the first paradigm shift that I had about a natural birthing. So when I was 23, so pretty much a decade later, and I became pregnant with my first child, I already knew in my heart that I was going to look into natural birthing options because I did not feel comfortable giving birth in a hospital. And now I wasn't necessarily gung-ho about a home birth, but I felt that the risks and the benefits and of either option, I definitely leaned towards the home birth, so it felt like the right option for me. And once I found the proper birthing team that I felt comfortable with, it definitely reassured me about my decision. When I found my midwife, whom I'm still using to this day, she helped me. She assisted in my first and second childbirths, and now she is taking care of this third one as well. So that's been really special that she's been able to see me in every stage of my motherhood journey. And I think, what do I think? I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, so honestly, what really made it all possible, giving birth at home, is finding a really good hypnobirthing program. If you've never heard of hypnobirth, I'll give you a brief description. And I actually do have more in-depth videos about my birthing stories and tools that I used to achieve pain-free birthing in another channel of mine, which once it's live, I will link it for anyone interested. But anyway, hypnobirthing is a self-hypnosis tool that can be used to help manage pain and discomfort in not only pregnancy but in the birthing time. And in the ideal scenario, assuming that you practice these tools and techniques properly throughout the pregnancy, you can even achieve a pain-free birth, which is what I was able to do for both of the children that I've had so far. When I had my son, my first child, I was so comfortable during the birth that I didn't even realize that I was literally about to give birth to him. So thank God that I was having a home birth, because I didn't need to rush off anywhere. I didn't need to rush off to a birthing center or to a hospital. I was just in the comfort of my own home. And actually, I was on the toilet. I knew something was happening. I thought I was in early labor, actually. But I was so comfortable, so calm and relaxed. I was literally falling asleep on the toilet because I thought that I minutes before dozing off on the toilet, or minutes after that, I had a bearing down sensation, which is something that happens when you are in active labor, like pushing the baby out. I had a really strong bearing down reflex, and then my baby just slid right out into the toilet. And it was just me and my husband actually in the bathroom, and I remember standing up and looking at the toilet and seeing my baby, and I'm like thinking, oh my god, that was it. Like, I gave birth to my child. I thought I had several more hours to go of like hard labor, but no, it was so simple, so quick, so easy, so painless. And as soon as my baby started his first cry, it like snapped me out of it, and I was like, oh my god, babe, get the baby out of the toilet. And my husband picked him up and put him in my arms, and I sat crisscross on our fluffy rug, which I ruined. It was a white fluffy rug that I stained quite a bit with a lot of blood. And we threw it out after the fact, of course, but yeah, it was unexpected, but it was so beautiful. It was amazing, and I was so grateful to the fact that it was so easy. And so my midwife and my doula actually didn't even make it to the actual birth, because we didn't know that I was in active labor. When they had called me on the phone prior to that, I was able to carry a conversation normally. I didn't sound out of the ordinary, so they had assumed that I still had several hours to go before things were going to get serious, and they respectfully wanted to give me my space and time alone. But little did we know I was actually very close. And I think it was honestly all thanks to God, of course, and the hypnobirthing program that I was using, which ended up being so much more powerful than I expected. The program that I used is actually called HypnoBabies. And I know the self-hypnosis thing sounds kind of weird. I promise you it's not. It's not, ooh, you are very sleepy. It's nothing crazy like that. These are medical... Oh, my nose is leaking, I'm sorry. These are medical grade hypnosis techniques. They were originally developed for people who had life-threatening allergies to anesthetics, which means that they could not be put under for surgery. And so, I forgot who was the founder of this technique, but somebody developed the self-hypnosis technique where the patient could put themselves into a deep relaxation, where they were able to successfully ignore the pain so effectively that eventually this self-hypnosis technique was taken by the HypnoBabies founder and adapted for birthing. And so a lot of the programming in the course is, the main pillars that make it so effective is, one, they are teaching you everything you need to know from pregnancy to labor to breastfeeding. It's this all-encompassing course that just gives you all you need to know about what's happening in your body, what's happening to baby during the healthy pregnancy, and even goes over briefly like what could go wrong, what interventions you might need depending on what situation, the risks and benefits of each intervention. And it talks to like the course material. It's a book that you can read. It's a 6 week course that just gives you the crash course on everything. It talks to the mother to be, without assuming not assuming if you are doing a home birth or a hospital birth, but giving you really effective information and suggestions for either scenario, and how to empower yourself with the information and decision making, and really taking control as the parents in the situation, and making sure that you have a favorable outcome and preferences during the birth. In modern society, I noticed that a lot of women just kind of put all the authority in the hands of their doctor, and they don't really question anything that they decide to do. But unfortunately, when you learn more about the routine birthing processes at least in America, a lot of the interventions are very unnecessary. It's a one-size-fits-all because they assume that every single birth could go south, when in reality, that's kind of jumping the gun. Most pregnancies are not going to have a complication if you are letting the mother instinctively birth on their own, and kind of like staying out of the way, I guess, of the pregnancy. I'm really passionate about mothers understanding that they can trust their body that has been designed to give birth forever, like it's as natural as nature itself. And so in most cases, all you need to do is focus on relaxing and getting out of your own way, pretty much, to allow the body to birth without resistance. So, going back to the HypnoBabies, like pillars for success. So there's the education side of it. Taking out the fear of the unknown is such a big thing. Also, reframing and unprogramming our minds from the negative connotations and expectations that have been put on us. There's a lot of focus on rewording a lot of the negative words. Like, instead of contraction, we call them pressure waves or birthing waves. And there's a lot of positive affirmations that we listen to throughout the program that helps you think about pregnancy and labor positively. For example, one of the affirmations that they talk about a lot, or that they say a lot, is, "Every birthing wave brings me closer to my baby." So you see how that reframes it into, yes, these birthing waves are intense, but they're intense because it's bringing my baby out powerfully and quickly, which is a good thing. You want your baby out and in your arms. That's all you want when you are in your birthing time. So instead of focusing on the discomfort and wanting things to end, you are instead concentrating on your end goal. And a lot of the negative words, like instead of labor, that becomes birthing time, because labor sounds really difficult and hard, whereas birthing time sounds like birthday, special time, peaceful time. There's a lot of other phrases and words that are typically used in the hospital setting that HypnoBabies effectively changes for the better. So that's another element, is the positive affirmations that you're feeding yourself daily with the program, which is so powerful for the mindset, even during pregnancy. The other pillar for success is focusing on ultimate relaxation, because the whole premise, besides why HypnoBabies works, I would say the main premise is that fear causes tension. The tension in your body creates resistance during the birthing time. And then from there, that resistance causes the pain. So if you can effectively relax your body and create an open, loose, soft posture in your body, there's gonna